Welcome to the Vector Garden. In this quick tip, we're going to talk about selection. If you want to select a certain number of anchor points on a path, then this is important for you because it's the way how Illustrator treats this. It's basically about these two selection tools. The black arrow, the selection tool, and the white arrow, the direct selection tool. When you want to select the complete object, you're using the black arrow and you click on it and you get this remark here. So it says the rectangle is selected and the control panel looks like this. So you have all the things you might need to do stuff on this. Same goes for this path here. It also has just 4 points. When you use the direct selection tool to select one of these points, this is now highlighted, the other ones are not highlighted, then you see this looks different and also it says anchor point here. And you can do stuff that is usually applied to single anchor points. It also looks differently in the properties panel. There you have these tools. You can convert the points or you can delete the point or cut the path at that position, etc. That looks like this. Convert the point like that. It gets interesting when you want to do this to all the points at once. Then you use the direct selection tool and select 1, 2, and you see nothing changes. 3, still nothing changes. You can do all those things. And then 4. And you see it changes to rectangle. So now the object is selected and you have all the options that apply to the object. You can no longer convert these points with that button because the rectangle is selected, the object is selected. You do not get the bounding box because that appears only when you have the selection tool on the other end. That's a little bad because when you want to actually convert these points, you have to first select 3 and then convert them and then select the 4th and convert that as well, which is a little clunky. So let's undo that. This is important in quite a few workflows. Here we have a shape that can be used to make a mesh or an envelope. And if you want to do that, then you select this thing and make the envelope or the mesh. And we're going to use this command for it. So object, create gradient mesh, which gives you the same result as when you use the mesh tool. So let's create the gradient mesh and let's have a higher number of rows and columns. And you see we get a mesh that is not working well. This thing will give you some weird results when applied to text and it's far from ideal. Let's cancel that. You can get a better result when selecting the 4 corners. So let's do that. We're going to select the 4 corners. And again, once we have done that, then again, this changes. And now we could assume, well, perhaps it's working nonetheless, but let's go to create gradient mesh and let's get the number of rows and columns and you see it still does not work. So in this case, what we need to do is take the pen tool and add another point. So let's select this and add the point here. And then we can indeed select these 4 points. You see this one is not selected and we get all the tools that are related to this kind of selection. And then we can go to create gradient mesh and you see that mesh grid looks totally different. This one will work nicely for text. The other one won't. So that's the difference between the selections in Illustrator, and that's what you need to care about when you want to select all of the points on a path, which is basically not possible.